Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Better Radio. I'm Brian Marr, and for season 2 of Better Radio, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be trying to go on the road recording podcasts in a more mobile format so that we can talk to more comedians. So these will consist of Liam and I, or perhaps one of us, going out and talking to people. It's just a little bit easier than having people drive out here every time, and we really want to share these funny, creative people with you. So this episode is going to be just Liam with our guest, Lou Ramos. He is a stand-up comedian centered in Worcester, Massachusetts, just like Liam is, and of course that's how we met. They'll get into it. He's a really awesome guest. I think you guys will like this episode quite a bit, so I will see you at the very end of this video / podcast. Without further ado, here's Liam's interview with Lou Ramos.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 15 of Better Radio. I'm your host, Liam Marr. Brian is dead. And here today I have a good friend, local comedian, legend, Lou Ramos.
Hey everybody, what's going on?
How you doing, Lou?
I'm all right. Thanks for coming by with us. This is great.
This was awesome. We have an amazing production setup here that you can't see. That was all Lou's ingenious engineering.
This is a face of Anakin Skywalker staring us down.
He's looking us right down. He's like, "Yo, you better crush this. Be entertaining." So Lou, where do we want to start here? I met you about a year ago, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably in the Worcester comedy scene. How long have you been doing comedy for?
It'll be 2.5 years on February 1st.
2.5 years on February 1st?
Yeah, about 2.5 years. I'd say a little over 2.5. The first time I actually performed was August 1st, 2017. So it'll be 3 years then, yeah.
You remember? Shit. I've been doing stand-up for about a year. Right?
Yeah.
I did like 2 or 3 mics like in the spring of 2018, I think.
Yeah.
And it was fucking like it was the new cafe in Worcester.
Okay.
Which was not a comedy open mic. It was.
Was it one of the mixed mics?
It was. Yeah. It was a suit like a kitchen like. It sold, soups and like it was a Panera style kitchen, right?
Yeah.
That had an open mic for people that were meant to be playing like acoustic covers of Ed Sheeran songs or some shit. And then I go up and I'm like, yeah, I had sex with a girl on her first period, and like it's like there's families and stuff, and it didn't really work too well, and I stopped because I thought that's what comedy was. I thought that was how you had to start. I didn't know in Worcester there were actual comedy open mics.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, so like until like January of 2018, I think, my friend Josh Doe messaged me a post about the Nick's bar in Worcester, and I was like, "What? There's a comedy scene in Worcester?" And then I've been, I guess, on it ever since, really. But.
Yeah, no, I was my wife signed me up for a class without telling me, because I'd been writing and recording music for a while, and that had slowed down a bit, and she had known that I wanted to, but just hadn't had the nerve to get up anywhere, and she signed me up for a class, and that's how I went to Improv Boston and did a class there, and the showcase that they give you at the end of it was August 1st, 2017 at IB there. So I got pushed into it.
Yeah. She's the best.
She's pretty awesome. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah. She's great. That's an incredibly thoughtful thing. I wish someone cared about me that much. But
I'm still not sure she does.
Well, this is great.
The
kids,
kids,
the house
man.
more. Like, hang out.
She's here for the kids, man.
Yeah. No, totally. That's awesome. I actually let's talk about music a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you do for music?
I am an MC. I've been writing and recording music.
That's a master of ceremonies, right?
Yeah. That is a rapper. For like 20 years now, man. It's been a while. I'm part of a group called Whitey Black Brown. There's 3 of us. I'll let you guess on the on why we went with that. There's 3 of us in the group, and it's Whitey Black Brown. With my buddy Cut.
You guys are a bunch of racists.
Yeah, we are. We totally are.
That makes sense. That's a good
Yeah,
group to
just
get together.
three different kinds of racists.
That's great. That's great.
Just
It's a good
shitting
way
on
to
each other.
balance I got it. Yeah, I'm in. I think there's a market. Sure, it's marketable.
But yeah, with my buddy Cut, Ryan Wakefield, and John Tay Brown, who goes by Godilla. We are Whitey Black Brown. But as Day One is what I was a part of still am, for 18 years now. We started 2002, me and Cut.
Fuck yeah,
so,
that's awesome. You sent me that music video. I know. You give me the name of it again. The one with it's like the one take. You guys are in the apartment.
Open Your Mind.
Open Your Mind.
Yeah.
Great music. I'm gonna put that at the end of this video. Because if you're cool. We can
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Throw it up. It's all free.
It's a sweet video. It's really cool visuals and it's great raps and stuff. As they say, great raps.
It's a fantastic rap, buddy.
Very good, very good. Who influences you?
As an artist?
Or musically as an artist,
Man, I probably my biggest influence in rap music, I would have to say it was Tupac. It was a big thing because I wasn't a fan of his, and for years growing up, I wasn't a fan of his. I was like, oh, he's a hypocrite, talking about keep your head up, and he's out getting accused of raping girls and this and that, and like he's a hypocrite, right? But then he came to Death Row, and I was bumping all the West Side stuff. I was like, all right, I gotta listen to it. And there was this song, Only God Can Judge Me, and that kind of struck a chord with me, we don't know what happens in these situations. All we know is what people are saying, And I think it's not that I believe in any kind of religion or anything like that, but I think the idea of how can I put this? The idea of other people trying to judge us is ridiculous when we're all in this shit together, and that kind of sparked a flame of creativity, and that's when I started really writing more. Was after that because he made me love him.
Wow, so you really attribute Tupac to motivating.
Yeah. He made me love him. I wasn't a fan of his before. I didn't listen to anything until All Eyes on Me, and then I went back and listened to the old stuff. You know what I mean? Outside of the singles that you saw, but that was it. That was what pushed me into rap music. And then now it's just, the people who really care about what it is that they're saying in their whatever kind of content you're putting out there, that's fine. It's like with the craft that's going into how you're setting up your rhyme schemes, the way that you're delivering, the confidence that you're moving with. You know what I mean? Anybody doing something like that, I'm listening to. So, suggestions, throw them up. Right now, Kendrick, out of all the new people, we talked about this a couple times before. I love that guy.
What did you think of Dan?
It was a good album. It was a good album. It really was. It was a solid album.
I don't think Kendrick's made a bad album.
I don't think that's it.
Even the Black Panther soundtrack.
Yep.
Had some really good songs on it.
Had great songs on it.
Fucking awesome. All the Stars, I think. That song.
Mm-hmm.
Brush my teeth to that.
Yeah.
I'll drink some tea. I'll do that.
Yeah,
I don't brush my teeth. But no, Kendrick's great. It's interesting that you talk about Tupac because it got me thinking about. Tupac obviously tragically passed away at a young age.
Yeah, the dude got shot. I think we can
murdered. He was murdered for probably by Suge Knight. I'll say it. I'm not familiar enough with all of it, but that's what I read online. Even though they made a movie about him recently. Did you see the most recent movie?
No, man, I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I heard
they kind of made Suge Knight look like a pretty good guy, and I was just from what I remember, I was really watching it, but I remember wow, poor Suge, his buddy's dead. This isn't. I don't know. I don't know. They say it was P. Diddy. I also hear it was P. Diddy. I'm just throwing everything at the wall. I heard it was Courtney Love as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you stand on the Tupac conspiracy, but I think it was Courtney Love personally.
It probably was. She was on a tear.
She was on a tear.
At that point, she had already gotten through. destroying grunge music and
Totally ruining it. Unfortunately, we could have had 30 years of grunge.
we could have. You imagine that?
Just sandy hair and
Whole fucking planet just raining all the time.
oh Jesus, man! I thought growing up after 9/11 was bad. That would have. Shit. Well, okay. So he obviously that was murdered at a young age. Afterwards, there was a lot of controversy for a number of things, but I guess one thing in particular was his family released, in control of the estate that was in control of his music, discography that hadn't been released to the public. Unfortunately, with rappers these days, musicians these days, there's been a number of recent young artists. I mean, I guess in music across, we've lost a lot of young people. Right?
Yeah.
It's always that. That seems to be something, an ongoing thing, and it's always a terrible, sometimes, like a lot of times unavoidable things. That, things have been a little bit different. What's I want to pry your eye, pry your brain about, especially as a musician, is what do you think about posthumous music? Like if an artist had plans for an album that was mostly done, I could see someone close to him, a team that was close to them, right? As a musician, maybe putting something together. But
that's funny. Nobody's ever asked me that. That's a tough question. From like the artist standpoint, if I wasn't there contributing, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'd want that out. I don't know if it would be something that I personally thought was good. Yeah. But then, I think about it from the fucking standpoint of a fan. You know what I mean? As frustrated as I get with fans now, when I think about it, I'm like, I think they would want to hear the stuff that you were working on or the stuff that you didn't, because they don't have a choice to hear anything else. So it's almost like it'd be a crime, if it's done and you never put it out and put it. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough question, man.
It's something I've been thinking about a lot lately.
Yeah.
Because in the last 2 or 3 months, I think we've had two, that I can think of in hip hop, two pretty big name posthumous releases with XXX Tentacion.
Is that how you say that?
I don't fucking.
I have no idea.
I got no idea. listen. I wasn't I'm just gonna be super careful about what I say about this guy because his fans are fucking insane.
All fans are insane now.
Yeah, but
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like him and Ariana Grande fans are just the really, really. Listen, I had heard a couple of his. I'd listened to actually both his, I think, albums at the time before he passed.
Yeah.
I thought he was very unique style, and it was a good other voice in hip hop, right? It was interesting in the music he was making, but he just had a new album release, right? And from my understanding, I listened through it one time and I was like, it seemed really, really like they were taking half verses, things that this guy never would have wanted to put out because it was unfinished ideas. And they'll stitch together a feature from someone else.
Yes. And
it's like the record label just how can we Frankenstein this project together so we can make some money off this guy that we signed to a label and then he died tragically and we need to make money on it back. See, in that instance, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's awful.
If I was that musician and
you'd be pissed.
My legacy is being shit on and I have no say in it.
Yeah.
I have no say in it.
I think fans for the most part are smart enough to know that your legacy isn't tainted by whatever nonsense comes after. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
But
but your legacy is attributed to something that is not that you had any real say in.
And then that's where it's like I don't know. If I go, would I want somebody to piece together things that were left and put it out? I mean, is it going to sound hot? Is it going to sound like something that I would put out? Who'd be in charge of that? Who would I want to trust doing that? You know what I mean?
I guess. Sorry.
No.
So, the flip side to this is, I think XXX has had 2 albums put out after he's died.
Yeah.
In the year and a half, 2 years, I think. I think year and a half since he passed away. Mac Miller just had a new album come out. The Friday before this one. With his new album Circles, right? is an album that it's very. I mean, I'm a Mac Miller fan. I appreciated it. I thought it was like definitely enough content to justify the release of an album. It seemed like it had mostly been completed when he had passed. There was like one feature on like a 50-minute album. You know what I mean? It was mostly fleshed out. I thought it was enjoyable, and I thought it was a great product to have. Right? I hope. I don't know. I don't want to keep hearing. I don't think music from Mac, if he had a ton of songs in the vault for years to come, that seems wrong, you know, because it's like, okay, because I feel like with musicians and artists, a lot of the thing that makes their music or story interesting is when you can like see progress, you know.
Yeah.
So like, even if you had 5, 6 XXX Mac Miller albums that were done before they died and they could release them for years to come or whatever, those are 5, 6 albums that those artists recorded at the age that, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's just going to be them
at that age,
at that point in life, and I definitely don't think that's sustainable or right to do to an artist, because it's like, yeah, I don't know. I was just this is something that's been on my mind lately, because especially this last weekend with Mac's new album, and I don't know, I think Juice World just had a feature on the new Eminem album.
Yeah, he is. He popped up on there.
Yeah.
I couldn't get through that song.
You didn't like it?
I couldn't get through that album.
Godzilla. Wait, we're talking Eminem album?
Yeah. But
Godzilla, leave it as called.
Yeah. It started.
Like my thing with Eminem, right now, my first rap album of all time is, you know, this is gonna probably make a lot of sense, but it was the Marshall Mathers LP for me. It was I had listened. Well, I had heard.
It's a great album.
I had heard Tupac, and I had heard Biggie, and I had heard a couple other rappers from my buddy. I think it was Jake at the time. But I thought it was cool, but I didn't have my own albums.
Yeah.
And I didn't have my own iPod or anything. So I went out to a CD store, and like Eminem at the time was like the hottest thing in the world.
World. I remember.
So
man.
I was like, okay, I'll get Eminem, and it blew my fucking brain, like my mind.
It's a good album.
That album's nuts, man. It's still like one of the most fucked up things I think that's ever been released to the mainstream and released mainstream success. Like songs about murdering his wife, like long songs about like really graphically detailed crimes being committed and stuff.
Really well thought out.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's sick. I think it holds up. Like, I mean, it's weird. Some stuff doesn't age as well. Like, obviously, we live in a different world, but I think no one can take away that was what that guy was at that point in his life, you know.
Yeah.
But today, where he's at, Eminem, I think. Listen, I'll check in like whenever he drops an album and see what he does. But he seems. And I feel like this is a lot of the case with a lot of musicians. Once they've reached a level of success and there's not anything to pursue.
Yeah, there's no hunger.
Especially for him, he's like the greatest rapper alive. I can rap wicked fucking fast. I can battle anyone who goes against me. When you do it, then there's not much anything left to prove. So now it's just like, I feel like his albums are just kind of, they're updated. He's doing everything better. Better that he's doing now. You know what I mean? But he's not making like, okay, it came out the same day as the Mac Miller album. Like that album is like music, right? That is very easily listenable. I think it will go, I don't know, but the Eminem album is just like super fast, rappy rap, anger, aggression and stuff. I don't know, there's moods for each people. It's just not what speaks to me as much as it used to.
Yeah, you know no, I get that.
But I can say, it is interesting seeing someone just commit to their shit for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He seems like he's the same guy. Like he's been the whole time.
I mean, I think there's been some growth there.
I think there's been growth. Like, he used to do songs about school shootings, like rapping about how they're joking, shit, like jokes about Columbine and stuff. And now he like does like really detailed, like politically motivated songs. That's certainly true. But I think like, at the same vein, he's still the same guy that would make a joke with the Ariana Grande concert bombing. You know? And I think that's I respect the continuity there as a musician. It's interesting. We don't really have that many people that we can track for that long of a time, I guess.
Yeah, no, no, you're right. When it comes to rap music, long careers are kind of a newer thing now, because the birth of the culture was in the late '70s. And now we're starting to see people that have been doing it 20, 30 years, and there's only really a handful of people that are working at that level, that are still, you know what I mean? You're looking at people like M and Nas and Jay, the Roots, you know, and that's about it. Not to say that there aren't other guys working. Obviously, you know, Busta Rhymes is still out there grinding. I'm talking about, are you still putting out impactful, like mainstream stuff? You know what I'm saying? There's a ton of people still working, doing their thing, and that's fucking fantastic. But yeah, it seems like everybody's into this newness that doesn't seem to have the same, you know, I don't know if it's passion or experience. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, I grew up with my rappers, and now I'm listening to them, and I relate to them more than, you know, the kids that are going through whatever. I don't know. I can't relate with that. I guess. That makes sense.
It does. I find myself listening to like older rappers, I guess. I'm not super into a lot of like the newer stuff. I don't hate trap or anything like that. I think there's a lot of good. Like I enjoy Migos. I got some fucking bangers.
I've never listened to them.
Never listened to Migos?
No, I never listened to them, and I can't. There was that interview with them and Joe Budden, and I rarely like agree with Joe Budden on the stuff that he says, man. But
he's a kid. I love listening to him talk.
But holy shit, I couldn't understand a word coming out of that dude's mouth. You know what I mean? That was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. It's like I think like a big. I don't know. It's more like the music's more like vibey. You know what I mean? But it's not something you got to think about as much. You can just enjoy. It's more casual.
Absolutely.
Like Nas's like anything Appomatic or something. You know, where it's like conceptual. It's got like streams of thought.
Yeah.
You know, I personally do think that music. But like we're talking objectively. I'm for the music that has a purpose. Like, trying to do something like that.
You're not just popping pills and.
Yeah, and like that's I don't know. Unfortunately we see the short-term effects of living that life. Juice WRLD, like rest in peace. You know, that was like fucking a month ago.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah. Like these kids are popping off, and you know, it's funny how every generation has that wave of artists. You know, in the '90s that happened to us. On both sides, on rock, on hip hop side, there was important people just going. You know, the '70s it was happening as well. It's just there's always a wave of like rock stars. It's always rock stars. It's very rarely the movie stars. You know,
those fuckers.
I don't know. Yeah,
they're doing different drugs.
That's not like reptile people.
Yeah, they're doing different drugs and just sipping on the blood of virgins. So like, I'm a Scientologist, so I do identify with that crowd of people that are sipping on the virgin's blood.
I would totally do it, but I'm way too poor.
Oh no, dude! You just have to suck a dick or two. You can pay or you can blow a guy.
That's what you got to do to get into Scientology?
Yeah. The thing is, you got to be like, hey, I don't have any money, and then you just got to go for the dick. They will try and get away.
They put you on a leash.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Walk you around.
And when you're first in,
real eyes wide shut shit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, precisely. And the first few weeks or so, they're gonna have you doing like boring chores, like you're gonna just be folding laundry and shit. But then you get to start playing with guns and going out on mission trips and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I do. That's what I'm doing here, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, like, are you recruiting?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening right now.
That's what this is. This Better Radio is brought to you by the Church of Scientology.
How the white dude made Lou a Scientologist.
Oh yeah. It's well, once stop. It's all this bullshit. Everyone talks about it, but then when they're in it, it's like, oh, this isn't that bad, and it opens a lot of doors. Like,
interesting.
Yep. I currently I own 2 orphanages.
2 orphanages?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What do you do with them?
Don't worry about it. It's just tax write-offs.
Interesting.
You can take a bunch of kids and you can put them in small, tight rooms, and the state will still let you run if you pay your taxes.
That is something else.
It's something else for sure.
That's crazy.
I'll give you my card after.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I got a couple kids.
I can get. Yeah, we can get them all in. That's actually what they prefer.
Ship them out.
Yeah, they'll probably get you in, and then you can come back to the house and be like, guys, it's great, and then you bring them in with you. That's what we do. You won't be able to see them. Just a rule we have.
That's fine. I mean, I barely see them now. So.
6 out of the 7 days a week. But when you do see them, it's great.
That's fantastic.
Yep. It's awesome. That's great. That was fun. So you're a gamer as well.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we talked about everything we were trying to talk about there, right? Posthumous music.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. I hate like going. Sometimes I feel like I go on a trail of thoughts. And I just lose stuff in getting lost in the sauce. As they say.
Hey man, like listen, when you get lost in the sauce,
Mm-hmm.
all you got to do is swim around, let it soak in.
I'm into that.
You know what I mean? And then what happens is, eventually, something eats you, and then shits you new.
If you were to get eaten by any animal on Earth,
Which one would it? That would.
like it's you have.
It would have to be something badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like-
so right.
like-
that is definitely the approach here. Because
You
it's gonna
cannot-
suck no matter what's gonna happen. But at least if you go
You're
down and get
getting
eaten by
alive.
a bear, where everyone's gonna say you fought the bear or some shit.
Exactly.
You're a badass. Yeah.
A fucking.
But if you got eaten by a shark, like some loser at the beach,
I don't know.
fucking
Shark's still
bleed to
pretty
death in
badass.
front of a bunch of
anyway.
kids.
You're like, but the thing about the shark is like, what the hell were you doing out there in the first place? I see.
they're home.
I don't like going into the ocean at all. I'm terrified of the ocean. I don't even like
it's a little
swimming.
overrated. You don't like swimming?
No, I don't swim. I sink now. It's just terrible, right? But if I was going to get eaten by something, it would have to be something like a bear, or like a white tiger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that would be like Lou got eaten by a white tiger. He punched that fucker in the snout.
Yeah,
but in the end-
the tiger's blood was all over it. You could see it all over the white fur. It
Yep.
was awesome. But unfortunately, it was still a fucking tiger.
It was still a tiger.
It was cool, but it's not gonna happen. Like
We found his fist jammed inside the fucker's nose.
his ring, dude. His ring. That's badass.
You know, because it
I
would
tell
be
people-
terrible to get eaten by like a dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's-
Dude, imagine a fucking just some German Shepherd that got kicked too much or
Yep.
something, just snaps one day, breaks into your house, and
Yeah.
bites your. That would suck.
I'd be like, fuck, man, I'm bigger than that thing. I should have been able to win that fight.
Yeah, as it was happening, I'm like, fuck, what did I do wrong? Like, what did I do to deserve this?
No, I can think of a lot of things I did wrong.
But you said you didn't like swimming. You said you could sink.
Yeah, no, I'm not a good swimmer.
I think
Never was.
I think I like swimming because I got a bit of a swimmer's body, meaning I get away with rape.
Yeah.
And but Brock Turner.
Fucking kid.
I don't know, we might cut that out. But
Leave it.
I thought it was pretty good. But
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Sorry, I had to because I thought of it, and then I was like, how do I get us to talk about swimming again? But anywho, you're a bit of a gamer. I know we got that in common.
Yep.
Obviously a huge fucking gamer. Since I was a kid, I was. It's why my social skills are so. I'm so well equipped for social interaction because of how many video games I played as a kid.
You are a conversation starter.
Yeah.
You are like the guy.
Well, I was being maybe with you guys in comedians and shit. I'm super different than school.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, you're being an asshole. So I thought you were trying to be like, wow, yeah, all right. So we're cutting that out for sure. That's gonna be cut out. Brian, this whole section cut out, or I'll leave you. I'll leave this family. Please cut that out. That hurt.
I was
get back into character. I'm fucking around.
I'm like, please don't have a panic attack. I just had one of those the other night. It was terrible.
I hear you. It was funny.
It was funny.
It was. I can laugh about it in hindsight. Now that the moment's passed, and it was very funny. Well timed. It's like you're a comedian or something. I don't know. But video games, right?
Yes.
All right. What's your history? Where'd you start?
Oh man, 1983, playing Atari on my uncle's Atari.
Favorite Atari game? Go.
Oh,
What's the
man.
right answer to this?
Pitfall? Was Pitfall on Atari? I used to love
Pitfall is your answer?
Pitfall was a great game.
Get the fuck out of here.
Pitfall was an amazing game. But we used to play that too on my grandfather's computer, so I can't remember which one that was on. Mm-hmm. He had like one of those old Mac, and there was like games on it, and there was like Dig Dug and.
Sounds like you're making this up as you go along. What's the story? Where are the lies?
I swear to God.
Where are the lies?
The games were on floppy disks.
Yeah.
But that's where I started, and then then everything changed when that 8-bit Nintendo came out.
Yeah, it must have been nuts.
Yeah.
What was that like?
was 4. Like I remember playing that thing my entire life from 4 on. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy.
Well, okay. So you played Atari. Then then they got that's the NES is next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo. I think I saw you still have one in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that's what that was in the little. I wasn't scoping your house.
We got the Nintendo Retro.
Oh, it's the retro console.
Yeah,
okay.
we got that one. We do have an old one kicking up. It's not working though.
I was gonna fucking. There's no way. Like
yeah, I know. Every time I run across somebody who has old hardware that's still working, I'm like that's insane.
Well, yeah. What is impressive is like I would probably trust a Nintendo Entertainment System that's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Versus like a PS3 that's 10.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they made them better back then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like better. And also, I feel like
planned obsolescence, baby.
Yeah. It also like it. I don't know. These newer consoles are doing a lot more too, so maybe it's trickier. I don't know, but I'm not an engineer. Okay, what's your favorite Nintendo game?
Oh man, Mega Man 2. I never beat it.
Really?
I never
Those games
finished
are
it.
hard as fuck.
They were so hard. I never finished
it. When I first got into video games, the 3D world stuff had already started happening. So like, I never really developed a knack for platformers or anything like that. So when I go back and play Mega Man, like that's it's 2D. I get fist fucked.
Yeah.
Like just like it's so bad.
It's
like
they're
it's
hard,
and
man.
then I'm like fuck, I have like 3 lives for this whole section. That's it. When do we get more lives? I can't just my health doesn't regenerate. Like
nope.
No, I was the participation trophy generation of video games. You know.
It was a different gaming experience. It really was.
But like, did you feel? Because I think a lot of people I've heard like retroactively talk about like older games. They're surprised at how short and how limited content there actually is on a lot of those games. Mm-hmm. Did you feel that when you were younger?
No,
because you didn't know any better.
You didn't know any better.
Okay.
To you, it was just awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it was a new video game, and it was top of the line at the time. Like it was the important. What was the word I'm looking for? It's like the hot shit, the hot newness at the time, and it was great. You go back now. It's all in retrospect now when you look at it like I can't believe we were entertained by this. But at the same time, I just got that Pac-Man Galaga arcade 1-up retro
so
thing.
Sleek. It's so sleek.
And I've been playing that more than my PS4, man.
Yeah, there's something to it. There's something to classic games.
It's hard. It's a challenge, and it's just. I want more of a challenge. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that. I just. Okay, yeah. Well, it's something we can talk about challenge in video games because I do feel like. What time is it, by the way?
I wasn't checking. Let me see what we got. 20 past 2.
20 past 2. Perfecto. All right. Sorry. So yeah, we're talking about difficulty in games. Yeah, I feel like growing up, video games were more about accessibility than anything else. Like, how can we sell this to as many people as possible, make the game not that hard? So I didn't really have the same, like, understanding or appreciation of, like, the challenge, right? But, back then, that was the thing developers did to, like, artificially extend game life.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, like, even some bad games today, right? Like everything that they do. Like take I don't know if you're familiar with Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I
played 1 through 3, and I haven't played Andromeda because people told me I would be pissed.
Yeah. So I was thinking about that recently. I saw like some video on it, and I played Dragon Age, but I never got into Mass Effect.
Yep.
I just missed it and never started it. But this Mass Effect Andromeda, right? Everyone talked about it like it was like the fucking worst thing ever. Probably because it was in comparison to the original trilogy. Which, from my understanding, are classics,
masterpieces.
Yeah, really important like video games.
Oh yeah. They were amazing.
And I get that, but like hearing the way people talk about that game. Okay, maybe there's graphical issues, right? Maybe the storytelling's not as good as it is in the other one. But like that is still a game. Which, like, from my understanding, you can explore a galaxy. Can have incredibly like drawn out quests and storylines, seeing things that like are exotic planets, locales, and whatever, and you can fuck aliens.
Yeah.
And people still are like, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, could you imagine thinking that 20 years ago, like about a video game like
About a video game and let me fuck aliens?
Yeah, or something like that. A video game that like lets you,
Yeah.
It's crazy how our expectations are so high.
Yeah, no.
And it's an arms race. I feel like with these video games because every year there's the new game that's like it looks the prettiest. It's there's like in this like I don't know like it's weird. There's niche games like Dark Souls and stuff like that, which they pride themselves in like just kicking your teeth in until you like it. And they have audiences and stuff, but I don't know. It is a cool industry to watch as a fan and be a part of as a fan.
Absolutely,
because I feel like it's constantly. It's one thing that you can say, like it's constantly advancing, And there's but it's not like consistently advancing for better or for worse. I mean, there's games that like it said the stories aren't as good as the games that were before them. I don't know. That's sorry. We can go off that.
Oh no. To me, the games back then there really wasn't much of a story. You know what I mean? And
it was like you made your own. I hear.
It was like back then. It was just a challenge of getting through another level. Before those 2D platforms, all we had was things like Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And Galaga, where it was just a real direct action. This is what you're doing, right? And they started adding a story in, and I think it's cool seeing the evolution of where it's gotten now to things like God of War and Uncharted and The Last of Us, which you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're playing is still we're going through challenges, and sometimes the games get repetitive. You know what I'm saying? Assassin's Creed. I hate taking a dig at it, but let's be realistic. It's one of the most repetitive games ever.
It's comfort food though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
It's
like if you can get into it and you like it enough.
Yeah,
you'll play the 40 hours.
It's the experience of being in this other. It's the escapism of being in this other.
Which is all exactly.
In this other world, and that's where the similarity is. It's we just play it to get away. It's gotten more immersive for sure now. But I think at heart, video games is just a way for us to not deal with all the bullshit going on,
What
I think I got too philosophical there.
That was beautiful. That's what I love doing because I don't none of this. I mean, this is all pre-written, obviously. We would write and stuff. Even the ad libs are like.
Yeah, I got the.
We rehearsed it for hours, all night for you, for the audience. But no, I mean I love just talking. Going to people.
Absolutely.
Figuring stuff out. So, what video games are you playing these days? You mentioned God of War, Uncharted.
The PS4. It's funny. This is the first PlayStation I ever actually owned.
So, what were you last gen? 360.
360. Yeah. Right. And what happened was I saw all the exclusives, the list of exclusives, and I was not impressed with what they were doing with this generation. And I'm gonna go where the games are, man. You know what I mean? I need exclusives to want to get your system. Yeah. I don't feel like I've missed anything on Xbox this entire generation.
I played Xbox the majority of this generation. I played every worthwhile exclusive. I think Sunset Overdrive in particular, made by Insomniac, people that made Spider-Man.
No.
So Spider-Man, I'm assuming you have played, right?
Oh yeah, amazing.
Sunset Overdrive is better than that game.
Really?
It is very similar in a lot of ways. But like in my opinion, and I love Spider-Man, like 9 out of 10, I would say.
Okay.
Sunset is like a 9.5.
All right.
It is so good. It is the best Xbox One exclusive and tied, I'd say, for like most underrated game this generation for me.
No kidding.
Yeah. Other game being most underrated.
There was a Sunset Overdrive before, right? Was this the first one ever?
It was the Xbox One exclusive. It is for sure the best game that came out on this console.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. It's all cartoonish and like in your face.
Yeah.
All this it's genuinely funny.
Okay.
The games try to be funny and shit.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's very like in the same way Spider-Man was. But Spider-Man, it's rated T and stuff. This game has like M-rated fucking ridiculous shit.
All right, cool.
And it's like, it's sweet. It's all like it's got like this punk rock aesthetic to it, and like it's very pretty. It's all about like this. Are you familiar with it at all? It's like a energy company sells some shit and like it turns people into monsters. And then it's this big open world like game where it's all about momentum. And shit. And you grind like it's Tony Hawk and all the surfaces and shit. like pipes and whatever, and then when you jump on a car, for some reason it bounces like a trampoline, and it doesn't make any fucking sense, but it is like just adrenal like excitement as you're playing it, and it's like 30 hours of just, dude, the movement in it is so much fun that I collected like I shouldn't admit this because it's how sad it's gonna sound, but I collected like 650 worthless collectibles. Yeah. Because of how much fun it was to explore that city.
Interesting.
Listen to a podcast, smoked a joint, and then just like got lost in how much fun it was to play. Like, the minute-to-minute gameplay was great.
All right, so maybe I have missed something.
No, you've missed that. One thing is my point. Like, that game's exceptional. Now, if we're going for PlayStation, though, you got Uncharted 4, you got Bloodborne, you got God of War, you got Horizon Zero Dawn, you got fucking Death Stranding, apparently. I don't know.
Horizon Zero Dawn was amazing.
Exceptional.
It was, because it came out the same year as Andromeda, and it was a better Mass Effect game than Andromeda. And I haven't even played Andromeda, but I know for a fact because Horizon Zero Dawn was up there with Mass Effect 2, 3. Yeah. It was a great game.
No, it was fantastic. I thought I remember I didn't know much about it. Yeah. And I knew it was the company that made Killzone, which I actually liked more than I think a lot of people did. I thought the world was interesting. I thought the characters were cool, and I loved the like guns, and it was also gorgeous. But I was like, how are they going to make first-person shooters? How are they going to do an open-world game with robot dinosaurs? Yep. And they did. Yep. It better than it's ever been done.
It's a great game.
Dude, fucking, I remember, like, one of the first times I saw, like, giant, like, T-Rex things, and I was like, oh my fucking God. I was like, I had no idea to take it out, and then you're playing, like, 20 hours later, you're like, I'm going to hunt this bitch. And it's just great. It's a great game. I heard, like, a rumor that the PlayStation 5, which kind of blows me away that it's been 7 years since the Xbox One came out. Yeah. Think about fucking that. It's been 7 years since that. I remember playing Battlefield 4 and it not working at all, but it being the only game really worth playing at the Xbox One on launch. And it was so we would happily play like the half-loaded Battlefield 4 games and spend most of our time in the lobby, like just talking to friends. Like, this was a good decision. We shouldn't have gotten a PlayStation. This was not, I did end up getting a PlayStation like halfway through this generation. I caught up on all the exclusives, which was fucking awesome to like be able to do and just like crush a bunch of them back to back. But
I waited a couple of years. I'm not gonna get the new gen right away either.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, unless it launches with like God of War 2, then obviously I'm gonna have to.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I think the rumor has it they're going to launch with Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Oh, really?
Horizon 2, whatever it's going to be. That's the rumor. I don't know.
I'm going to have to.
That's what I mean. They got me by the balls. Fuck you.
Bitches.
And it's probably going to be the best looking game ever at the time. It's going to
absolutely. Be like. And then we'll look back 5 years from now and be like,
can you imagine they didn't have these? There weren't the nipples only looked like. They didn't have ball sweat hair that you could see through pants on hot days.
They overdo it with that stuff sometimes, man. Like, what was it? Red Dead had like an insane amount of space for horse balls. It was like
when you're in a cold climate, they would shrink.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, what the hell? Why do I give a shit what that horse's balls are doing?
See, at that point, I was thinking about this recently because I remember when I was playing the game. And I'm obviously looking at the horse's balls when you're riding it all the time.
I mean, I guess, right?
To look at. It's the best part of the horse.
You riding it like in a 69 type of position?
That's the
underneath it.
A lot of people don't give that credit, but it's way better for your body.
I bet.
A lot of people, they don't talk about it, but you're as a man, your pelvis can get destroyed riding a horse. It's terrible for you. Yeah. But if you're 69ing it the whole time, you might die sooner, and it won't be that big of a deal.
I mean, you'd have to have some kind of harness. My fat ass wouldn't be able to hold myself up.
It becomes more of a game, and then it's like it was what you do. It was like I Spy, back in the day.
You put those balls in your mouth, and you'll stay connected for life.
That horse will never buck you for sure. If he doesn't do it at first. There's other games. What have been the highlights of this gen for you?
Oh man, God of War definitely.
Yeah, my buddy Ryan is just going through that now, and spoilers for God of War. I'm not going to say anything story related, but like a moment in it. Oh, I want to say it. You get a weapon.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like towards the end of the game.
Yep.
That like, I came over and I was just hanging out with him, and I walked in on that sequence and I'm like, oh, this is the best sequence to walk in on. This is such a sick moment in this game.
Yep.
It embodies everything that makes that game great. I think that was like literally the best job anyone could have ever hoped for that game to be.
Oh, absolutely.
I wasn't like I remember watching trailers for it and I'm like, this just looks like they're making it like The Last of Us. Everything's trying to be like The Last of Us in this third person action adventure game. And that doesn't necessarily...
That's my preference, by the way.
That's fine.
Yeah.
They've made me like it.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't what I was super into at first, but now I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. I trust you. Like, take me for a ride. Like, I'm not a video game designer. What do the fuck I know? But I think that this gen has been I don't know, pretty good.
I think it's been up there, man.
Yeah,
I really do. There was a lot of 360 games that I loved that weren't exclusives. You know what I mean? A lot.
Yep.
But the system was just a better system. You know what I mean? Like and that controller on the Xbox is damn near perfect, man. You know, I love that.
Yeah.
But
I hate the PlayStation controllers. I'll be honest.
I'm not a big fan.
The new one is the best in my opinion that I've ever encountered. But then there's this fucking light on it that you have no purpose for. And you're in a dark room. It's like that sucks.
It's so annoying.
The fucking thing up top that you don't ever use, and when you do use, it's annoying. The touchscreen, like, just give us the controller.
Yeah.
But something the PlayStation does, and this makes it a better controller than the Xbox, is it's rechargeable.
Yeah.
Simple fact, that's better.
That's so
no
easy
matter
for
what
me.
you think, it's better
Yeah.
for that reason.
No,
so, like,
I can agree with that.
Yeah, and okay, so
There's still batteries?
It's ridiculous.
I can't
was thinking
fucking
about this.
believe
I was
that.
talking to my buddies, like, does Duracell, like, are they on the like team at Microsoft? Like,
Must be.
for sure.
Has to be.
Think how many like turtles have died snorting batteries.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, how many landfills? Right?
So you got to get the fucking controller, then you got to get the
can buy
recharge
battery
pack.
packs.
Yeah.
You can, but, like, how many people aren't? I don't know. It's ridiculous. If next gen doesn't have that, they should be fined. There's something for like, I don't know. But okay, stars of this gen for you. What games?
So yeah, God of War,
God of War.
definitely. Uncharted 4. I love that game a lot.
Do you think? No, I'm a big Uncharted guy.
Yeah,
I even play Golden Abyss and the Vita and stuff. The reason I bought got a Vita. Reason my girlfriend in high school actually got me a Vita for my birthday, and then I broke up with her, and because I knew she was getting me a Vita.
That's a classy move.
No, I'm kidding. It was like a year later. I still kept the Vita, but great girl, good person. I'm a piece of shit. Anyway, the play Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
How does it stack in the quadrilogy? I don't know if you played Golden Abyss.
I still think that 2 was the best game. Like that to me, that was the best experience
Really?
I remember playing. Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the minority with this, and I think it's because I played the 3 games back to back. I didn't wait between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I think 2 is 5 times as good as 1. For
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
It's in every way. But 1, it's so good it makes 1 worth playing just so you can appreciate it for everything that it is. I think 3 is better for me as an experience, but I didn't wait 3 years to get it. I feel like it's not the huge jump between 1 and 2.
Gotcha.
2 to 3.
You gotcha.
I think a lot of people are like that because you probably did wait between them. I'm assuming, right?
Well, this was my first PlayStation.
Oh no, you did it all like this. So you think Uncharted?
The only
2
reason
okay.
I got to play
You said that, I remember
the
that.
other Uncharted games, the first was Uncharted 2. I was in Hawaii hanging out with a buddy of mine, and he was like, "Hey, you're gonna play this today," because I didn't have a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, man, I'm in Hawaii. Let's go do Hawaii things." And he's like, "No, we'll put it on easy. We'll just bomb through it real quick. We'll get high while we do it." And I'm like, "Man." I sit down, I start playing this game, and immediately I'm like, what the hell is this shit?
Dude.
Like, I couldn't tell where the cutscenes were. You know what I mean? That was the first time that I'm like, this is like a movie almost, you know? And I was like, damn, at some point I got to get a PlayStation. And I still didn't until the 4. And then I went back and I got the Legacy Collection. I played 1 through 3 straight up. But 2 is still, there's so much cool shit about 2, man.
2 has... And everyone talks about it. It's so like trite, but like The opening sequence of that game
Yeah.
is better than most action sequences I've ever seen in movies.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Just so suspenseful. It's so. I couldn't imagine that, like, not knowing that there were going to be 2 other games in the frame. Like, that was open. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yep.
And it was like rated T. It was crazy. I remember, like, this is so adult. Like, it was such a. I remember being blown away by how drastic of a difference between 1 and 2 were on the remastered trilogy. Fucking great games. But okay, so do you think is 4 better than 3? Is 4 the second best?
Yeah, I think so. It's 4 is my second, but yeah,
I think
absolutely.
so. But I think 4 is my favorite personally. Like, for me, it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. But
You can stack them up anyway. I wouldn't even.
They're all.
They're great games.
Yeah, and I think the one on Vita is great as well. It's like you can't know way to play it. They've been trying to make a movie about that.
Yeah, Tom Holland cast
and Mark
on
Wahlberg as Sully.
Yeah, because they took way too long making the movie
so-
where Mark Wahlberg was the person they were talking about to play Nathan.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is funny to me, man.
For sure.
But I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I got no faith in Sony as a movie studio. You know?
Yeah.
They don't know what the hell they're doing over there.
The best thing they do is whenever they let Marvel play with Spider-Man, as far as cinema goes. But
I mean, Into the Spider-Verse is a win for them, totally, like unequivocally. But like they went out and got legit talent. You know, they got Lord and Miller on that, and those guys are amazing.
Yeah,
you know, they just get it. You know what I mean? And that's a bona fide hit for them. Venom, I didn't like it all. You know,
I heard they needed, like, people just thought it was like it should have been rated R. I think is what a lot of people were saying.
It should have been. It should have been. There's a few things about it that I didn't like, but hey, man, it made a bunch of money.
Did it?
Yeah, it made like $700 million or some shit
Holy
like that.
shit.
Yeah, made the money.
I fucking love.
Made the money. It just didn't. It wasn't, the most best reviewed thing.
Yeah.
And even fans see it was a bit divisive. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
I was like, this is trash. Then again, I had some punk 13-year-old kid that wouldn't stop talking behind me. At one point, I turned around, and we were there for my nephew's birthday. We were there for my nephew's birthday, so it's me, my wife, the kids, and then my brother and his kids and his girl. Mm-hmm. And I turn around, and I'm like, you need to shut the fuck up. And I look down, my entire family's just looking up at me like, you can't talk to kids like that. It's a 13-year-old kid, man. Fuck that kid. I didn't care.
You don't show up to Venom.
You don't show up to any movie to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hate it.
Don't show up to any show. If you're going to a show of any kind, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless somebody's asking you something.
Yeah. Unless it's
and including you as part of the show.
Participation.
Exactly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, shut your mouth. There's nothing worse than table talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you could talk the rest of the fucking week, man. When you come to a show, a movie, anything, shut the fuck up.
Just be there and enjoy it. We're very. I remember when I saw the Avengers, right, in theaters as I've been release. There was this piece of shit like in front of me. This fucking total cocksucker had his phone out on Twitter like the whole time. And I was super young at the time. This guy was like an adult, like fucking looked just, the miserable cunt age, and like, and he was alone, and he was on Twitter,
Jesus
just
Christ,
not watching the Avengers at midnight. Like, that guy went out to a midnight release to play on his phone. He's that attached to it. I don't know where he is now, but I know he's unhappy. That's the only solace I can take in it. Like, but I don't know. I remember at the time, like, fuck this guy. Like that, just like.
No, that infuriates me, man. There's nothing worse to me though than the babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a parent.
Yeah.
I was a parent of babies. My children didn't go to the movies until I knew they could sit down through an entire movie and not pull this shit. Why are you bringing an infant to Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Dude, that's
what the hell is
true.
wrong with you?
Yeah. I don't like to say people can't like do things, right? I don't want to take things away from people.
Yeah, you don't want to sound like a fascist, but you know what?
Like,
leave your fucking kids at home.
There's like that. It's like the social contract thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I saw the new It movie like a few months ago. It was pretty good. And it was me and some buddies and like a couple other people, and then up in like the middle of the theater, these people come in. It's a couple, and they're 2 kids that cannot be older than 4.
Yep.
Like old enough to walk, but not old enough to like be at it. Chapter 2, man. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Those just like some short people. And then sure enough, as soon as it got scary, these kids lost it. One of them ran out of the fucking theater. And I was like, what? What did they think was going to happen?
I have no idea.
What was their hope was going to happen? Their kids were going to be into it at 4? Like
maybe they were trying. Maybe there was a form of punishment. Maybe they were doing the psych game real quick.
All right, kids, you left the lights on. You know what the deal is. I got to drink and drive us to this, like, to go see it, and I'm going to yell at your mother the whole time. And you're going to sit there. And if you don't, well, fuck, I'm going to go out there and eat all the Kit Kat bars. I don't really know how child abuse works, but that's how I imagine it goes.
Maybe they were just trying to figure out a way to remove clowns from their lives. Like maybe one of the kids was way too into clowns.
Yeah, this has got to stop.
Let's bring them to the It Chapter 2. Scare the clown right out of him, right? This little asshole. This obsession for clowns.
Like the mom gets a call from work one day, like, Jimmy ran away. He ran out of the classroom. What? It's like, yeah, he ran out of the classroom. He was saying all sorts of stuff, and then she goes home and is just little Jimmy like with her makeup, just like doing clown makeup in the bathroom. It's like, hey mom, we all float.
I'd fucking throw that kid out a window.
You should. Got a late term aborted. I don't think that's my joke, but I think it's whack. I don't think we should be doing that. And it's different on a flight. Like people like to make a big deal about babies and things on a flight or whatever. And it can be annoying, it can suck, but like you don't know. These people might have to travel, and they have a kid. They can't leave somewhere, although they should. But so I
mean, there's nothing wrong with leaving an infant in the backseat of a car for 2 hours while you go to the movie.
Really?
Clearly. I mean, I thought this was established.
I only do it in the summer.
With the windows all the way up.
So the heat doesn't get in.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. Of course there's something wrong with it. You should crack the windows a little bit.
It's funny, you mentioned like hot windows or hot cars or whatever. I used to work at a bank. Like in high school, I interned at a bank, and it was a teller. It was cool. But one time, it was like a really hot day during the summer. Bank, obviously very air conditioned. It wasn't that bad, but people were always coming there bitching about how hot it was outside. And this woman came in, and she's just super jovial, super nice to us. And then another woman comes in. It's like, excuse me. That's to make it about herself. And as soon as I see like, oh, I'm ready. I was like, what's gonna happen? Is she gonna rob us? I hope so. Get sent home early, but she's like, someone who has a dog in their car?
Oh.
And the woman who was just in front of her in the bank for tops 2 minutes and being a super good person to everyone on the line, making good conversation. She's like, oh, I guess I left my dog. The woman's like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Like, that dog could die. She just like, starts like hashing it out with this girl, and I'm like, damn, imagine caring about anything.
Yeah.
So much. Like, you don't know the dog. I mean, I don't know. It's fucked up that the dog was left there, but like she tried saying that, the AC's on and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, the car was on and the AC's on, then
it's a dog, man. It'll like.
Then I get that. But
like, you're in a bank for 2 minutes.
I know.
Chill the fuck out and don't jump down some stranger's throat.
Like, I
don't know.
Don't assume to know what's happening. Like you could have just walked in at that moment.
Yeah. I saw an old.
Imagine she busted the window out, because you can bust the window out now.
She's like, hey, oh wait.
Bust the window out, and it's a wave of cool air that hits you in the face. You'd feel like the biggest asshole.
Car alarm goes off. I'm like, oh fuck, just runs away. Like I'm a good person. I was like, get him, stop that man.
A dog bites you in the face for fucking up its AC.
That's funny. It was a good job. But yeah, that interaction always stuck with me. We were talking about cars and stuff. It seems like, anecdotally speaking, of course, that less kids are being left in cars, though.
Yeah.
You don't hear about those stories as often.
No, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was always like, oh, just make sure we're haven't figured that one out yet. Like, just checking our species every few.
Let's make sure we're taking care of each other there.
Yeah. It's gonna show the store recording. Sometimes it doesn't. It is. And
all those kids that survived and are here now are now shooting up schools.
Those are the same. There's a direct correlation. They said Adam Lanza was left in his car just 2 times.
Yep.
Before. What was that one? I don't remember his name, but Newtown.
Yeah.
I remember. It just felt like weird because I didn't want to seem like I was making a joke about it.
That's a fucked up thing to think.
Yeah.
What if the school shooter was left in a car and suffocated?
Reality was he was probably given a bunch of prescription drugs he didn't need.
We are going off the deep end.
Had access to weapons because his mom was a real careless gun owner,
Yeah.
Having a kid at all. I like guns. You like guns?
I don't mind guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. There's not a I understand the need for guns.
Yeah,
I understand the need for weapons. So yeah, I'm not one of those
You could have a bad
kinds
teacher.
of, we got to take them all off the streets type of thing. That anybody who thinks like that is denying humankind's baser instincts of being total fucking assholes, and you got to have a gun to protect yourself against those crazy assholes. So
I think we need more guns and less schools.
yeah.
I think if we get rid of all the schools, no more school shootings.
Yeah.
And everyone just had guns.
Just, I do like that angle though.
Yeah.
Less schools, less school shootings.
School shootings. Yeah, there might be something there.
Yeah, I think that could work. That could work.
Cool.
Homeschool them more.
There was a great school shooting, homeschool shootings. Joke. I think I heard. They said, Trump has that kid that isn't. I think he has Asperger's. I don't want to.
Barron. Yeah.
I think I heard that. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the kid enough. I think I read that once.
I don't think anybody's paying attention to that kid.
Maybe he's just a weird
Poor
kid
kid
in a family that he has no idea why his dad's the leader of the free world. Or he has no fucking recollection of or understanding of what reality is because it doesn't make sense to him.
Yeah.
But
I'd be willing to bet my dick that nobody in that family is paying attention to that kid at all right now.
Yeah.
Bunch of egotistical, crazy people.
He's just planning.
It's just like a nanny raising him. You know what I mean?
And then it's like, I want to go to the gun range again. Yeah. I want to go to the gun range again.
Fuck.
Let me play with your gun service agent. That's my Barron impression. My Barron Trump impression.
Is that what it's? I thought that was more like Eric.
Eric. That's good. Got him. That's good. I don't own guns either. I just think they're cool. I think there should be more of them everywhere.
I honestly, at some point, I think I'm gonna. I just feel like I feel like there's a race war coming.
You think so?
I don't know, man. It's things are getting so tense. Look at this stuff happening in Virginia today, right now.
Yeah, dude. People like to forget that too much. I think that Charlotte. What the fuck happened in Charlottesville?
Mm-hmm.
I think what we could have done is gone in there and just killed a bunch of them. I think is what we should have done. I think we should have killed all those people.
The crazy Nazis.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to grapple with. But it's like, what other options are there?
Yeah, we just kill them. You can't let that. That's a cancer.
Yeah.
It grows.
And you gotta take it out.
It destroys people, and it takes good people and makes them bad.
Yeah.
It's fucking history, man. Killing him obviously isn't the right thing to do.
I mean,
maybe in a joke comment.
I mean, if we're just talking metaphorically speaking here, what other options are there?
Listen, if there wasn't the internet and I was in charge, there was no way it would get out. Yeah, I'd kill every last one of them. I'd fucking kill. I would do it as an example, and I would tell. So the other white supremacists would know that hey, this isn't. We can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
This is bad stuff.
If anybody got away from it, they'd be like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. Well, maybe we were wrong, or I don't know. They're gonna martyr them and probably become. And then see what? Okay, now you really gotta be real careful. What I would do. What I would do is I would send a couple people in, make it dressed as white supremacists, make it look like they are starting something.
Yep.
Like a shooting, and then be like, oh, and this is how it got out of hand.
Yeah.
And then we send in riot squads armed to the teeth with assault rifles.
Yeah.
And we just systematically clear them out. of that campus.
I think what we should
Best
do.
school shooting ever.
I think
only.
to get the white. This is a real answer.
Yeah.
To get rid of white supremacy, I think what we need to do is, and I've thought about this a long time.
Okay.
We have to hire John Wick, The Equalizer, and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It's like a better Expendables movie. A spinoff.
And we send them in there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And tell them, you do you.
Just take them all. I mean, obviously, I see the benefit to white supremacy.
Yeah.
Highways.
Yeah.
Economy. And I don't like Jewish people to begin with, so I get.
Jesus Christ.
I'm kidding. Yeah, that one we can cut out. But the, no, dude, it's fucking disgusting. And like that,
It's fucked up.
I'm a history major in school.
Yeah.
I used to do. I don't know. I don't want to say I tried to hide this when I started doing comedy, but like I used to do like a political blog because I wanted to be a journalist. That's really what I wanted to do. And I was learning about shit in school. I had a great history professor that like made me care about this material. And I see the value in, man, everything is kind of like, I could talk about the Middle East, for instance, and how everything is essentially like a Shakespearean play because everything's connected and things only happen because of something else that happened. And once you realize that with history, you can trace that. So I used to do like a political like blog or whatever, right? And the thing that got me into it, so I was just reading about history in school and I was learning how to write like this. The thing that like pushed me over, like it was saying, like wanting to say something about it was Charlottesville, like for sure. It was just
Absolutely.
like, this is like so fucked up and dangerous. These people are fucking crazy. And the scary part about it is everyone online is like, oh yeah, Nazis are bad and shit. You can say whatever you want. These people don't care that you don't like them.
They don't.
They're aware.
Yep.
They don't like people. That's like, and it is a cancer, man. And the thing is, like, not all those people are from Charlottesville.
No.
Those people are from all around.
Yeah.
There were people from up here that went down to there, like a fucking pilgrimage. And I don't know.
It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to ponder,
I think it should just be Korean people. And that's it. On Earth, all over Earth.
Just North Korea?
Yeah. Fuck it. What the
Fuck
hell?
it, yeah.
See, the thing is,
those people deserve to be liberated.
They've been under so much in the rest of the world. They're just been the underdogs. And I love an underdog story. Don't you love an underdog story?
Oh, absolutely.
Air Bud?
Yeah.
It's like Air Bud, but with totalitarianism.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
That's a perfect example. That's funny as shit. God damn. Schindler's List?
Yeah. That was definitely one.
That was good. That was funny. That was a good bit. I had myself a fine laugh. Shit. What were we just talking about? I was just laughing at Malibu Most Wanted, man.
I have no idea. Throw it off.
Racism.
Oh yeah, racism. We were on racism.
Yeah,
it's fucking bullshit. All these people that
not great.
It's like what is so compelling about the idea of living in a world where everybody looks like you? That's fucking weird, I'm trying to live in a world. I'm thinking like Mass Effect. I'm trying to live in a world. I want to fuck some aliens. Dude, I want to get to the point where we can procreate. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god,
you want variety in your life. You don't want the same old
dude,
shit.
What if you get a kid that can kill you in 6 months?
Yeah,
like that sponge thing you grow in the closet.
Yeah, I was saying, man. I was just saying this to my kids of all people recently. Yeah. I was like,
I wish I had an alien kid.
I don't understand why white people just keep sleeping with other white people, because I feel like they're just gonna come out all fucking. At some point, you're banging somebody from your family, jump across do something different, color it up a little bit.
I am a.
Let's make some mixed babies in this
I
bitch.
am what's called a pro-incest family, but that doesn't mean I have opinions on other people's families and how they should do things.
Yeah.
Outside of my personal beliefs.
Yeah.
Through the Church of Scientology, that got me into it.
Yep.
Of course.
Cousins.
Yeah, well, dude, they
sisters.
They live with you. You should be able to fuck them. It's simple as that. And gross. That's real gross.
That was I was like, all right, go in there.
Yeah. Yes. Woo.
He's like, I don't even need to step in front of that.
Yeah, dude. And like, also, it's not gay if it's in the family. Everyone knows that. That's John 3:16.
Is
that line?
Keep it in the family?
It's not gay if it's in the family.
Oh, it's John 3:16.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever read the Bible?
I actually have not.
It's worth checking out. Maybe get it on audio.
I don't know. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, to me, it's a book of allegorical stories, and I can get the same allegorical value out of watching Star Wars. So why would I bother with that?
Would you rather have racism or religion?
Damn, that's a rough one.
Yeah, it's really not.
I guess religion.
Yeah, definitely is the right answer. I think.
I don't know.
Because I think religion,
there is something to think about that.
No, I know. I guess there was. More
if there was no religion,
because late age Christianity, everyone's just fucking kids.
Yeah,
like that's how it evolves. Everyone like.
If there was no,
like,
if there was
no,
no
out of the ocean and then they're boning little boys.
If there was no religion, would there even be racism afterwards?
Yeah. See,
a lot of the hatred comes from
being told to think a certain way.
Yeah, because something is different.
Yeah, I knew this was gonna lead to this. Obviously.
Oh yeah, you fucking nailed it.
I thought of it 40 minutes ago. I just like, I gotta bring it up organically in conversation, but no, I guess you're right. If you had to pick,
if you think about it, where's the hatred coming from? It's not just color of skin. It's that's the first thing, obviously. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's appearances, but.
It's like, the one thing that can separate you from someone else.
Yeah, they don't believe in your God, therefore they're not worthy.
Who has?
If you take that out and there's a world with no religion, and it's just based off of appearance, I feel like that would be an easier problem to try to get through. Whereas if we go the other way with no racism, there's still hatred between religions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who? I think I probably would know the answer to this, but who? Have more people died in the name of religion or racism?
Oh, religion.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
I think like most wars,
absolutely.
Most of the wars for a long time were fought over.
We're all over.
So maybe, maybe.
I'm telling you.
Our stance here at Better Radio is pro-racism. Universal. I think everyone should hate each other, but we can work together in unison.
I was just thinking more like, how can we knock two birds with one stone?
We should make. Nah, I don't think we can do that.
Yeah. I think we're pretty fucked one way or the other. It's something that.
Do you really think so?
I do.
Yeah.
It's just something I've come to terms with. I'm turning 40 this year, and I'm just like, maybe 25, 30 years left in the tank, right? And I'm just like, you know what? Now that I think of it, we're all fucked. There's no real hope unless we all get guns and all agree to go out and legitimately kill these rich people. There's no other. If you think about it,
right. See,
there's no other way. You could come at me with the P, and I'm saying this on MLK Day of all days. Yeah, all day long, talking about on MLK Day. We're talking about this, and it's like, look what that got him. You know what I mean? Like,
he discovered America.
He's peaceful. He was peacefully protesting. He got shot. And it's like, fuck, man. Like, so I'm not saying let's go do it. I'm saying unless everybody wants to do that, we're not really going to be able to change anything. Nothing. What are we going to change? The billionaires are becoming a bigger group of people than they should be, and they'll eat each other and kill each other out. And eventually, it's going to be like the Highlander situation. It's going to be Jeff Bezos holding a blade and Donald Trump's head up like, I am the only one now.
You're not to detain.
Like, this is what it's going to come down to, man. I don't see us being able to ever change anything unless we really take these people out of the equation, because that money is just going to continue making more money, and before you know it, trillionaires are going to be a real thing.
Oh,
and
they're already a thing.
Yeah, they're out there. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? And what do you do with people that wealthy who don't want to pay their taxes? You know what I mean? Like, all we're asking you to do is pay your fucking taxes, and we would all be okay too. Like, why don't you at least do that? And
there's an interesting predicament in that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm probably middle of the road, I guess. I see value in both sides, but I think both sides
absolutely.
are fucking shit in the time that I've come up in.
I think they've both been shit for a long time.
Yeah, it's probably been this way
Yeah.
for I mean, it is. As you look through the history of it, things have been fucked up on both sides for forever. But in particular, I think, and I feel like it's probably been said for every election, but like, I could give a fuck about most of these people running. Jesus, forgot her name. The girl, the Democrat running.
Elizabeth Warren?
No, I don't like her. I don't like her particularly because, dude, she fucking lied about the Native American shit.
She did.
That's
she
whack.
did.
That's fucked up. That girl is in she got a lot of opportunities afforded her from like a lie that she took advantage of people that were murdered. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's fuck. She's also a woman, and that's never gonna happen for me. It's just I'll never vote for a woman I can't fuck. That's my rule. And
you broke me on that one.
No, I don't know. I'm fucking. I like Bernie.
I love Bernie. I think Bernie's saying all the right things, man.
I love him as a person. That's the thing. Like, besides what he's saying, I like him as a person because he's the only person up there that feels like he wants to help everyone.
He wants change.
He wants change.
He wants change. He understands it.
But he's an idealist.
He is.
A lot of what he wants, not a chance. It's more outrageous to think some of the stuff that he wants than what Trump was asking for money for a wall.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is more outrageous to get everything. But the thing about Trump, man, is he's all advocating for, I don't know, we'll fucking put people in camps.
Yeah.
Put people in fucking camps.
I know.
You know, and that's like, oh, all right, well, half the country.
It's 2020.
Half the country pretends that's not happening. Half the country pretends that, and you bring it up to them. The problem with this, and I guess we can talk. It's not. I'm not saying all Trump supporters are racist, but all racists are Trump supporters.
But
you know, I don't know if I'm probably not the first person to have said that, but that's definitely true. And with Trump in particular, people suck his dick so hard.
I know.
Like I got members of my family that are like, he's the man, he's the fucking man. Everyone loves him, and he can't do anything wrong. Fuck, no matter what. We called him up in Ukraine. He's a boss.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, dude, he tried to extort a foreign power for information and got caught. You can do that shit. You can't get caught doing it.
Yeah.
Especially when they're an ally.
No, absolutely.
And have a video or audio of the whole thing, and now he's fucking impeached, and he's almost starting wars still, because that's how our government works.
Yeah.
It enables people to do that shit.
I think, and I've said this to a number of people, I think Donald Trump understands America better than anybody else
For sure.
in this country. I think he understands the country because he's been around it for so long, and he's been all over, and he sees. Do I think he's a racist? I wouldn't be surprised if he really was. I don't actually think he is. I think he's just a moron when it comes to how he deals with people, but he was a genius with however he pulled this entire thing off. Yeah. So somebody under him understands America. Even if it's not him, somebody there understands that all he had, and he said this fucking forever ago on Howard Stern. He said exactly what he did, and he went and he did it. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give the guy credit in the sense that he knows this land better than anybody, and he knows how to manipulate people, because people who are supporting him now might as well just come out and say they're anti-Constitution, because this guy's just throwing it out the fucking window.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
That's a great point.
And I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative. I'm more like in you know.
I'm libertarian, if anything, but only in like the tradition. Like I just meaning the middle of the road.
Yeah.
I see value on both sides. Like fiscally conservatism, I think that's important. But I believe in social programming. I believe that like there's a societal responsibility to take care of everyone in our society.
Absolutely.
Like, as much as possible. But that being said, I think people should work and have an expectation to work. It shouldn't be a free. But I like the idea. I like the idea of universal basic income.
Yes, I think it's a great idea.
I don't know if we're ready for it, but we're gonna need to probably do it.
Well, yeah,
we're having too many fucking people.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at I think there's like more than like 100 million plus people in the last like 100 years in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
People fuck, like, you know what I mean? That's how it happens, and they're gonna like. I mean, maybe people have smaller families and stuff, but like these numbers are probably gonna grow. The only thing we have hope for is that virtual reality and fleshlights team up and make women totally useless. Which I think could happen. I think there's hope. There's doctors working on it every day.
They're gonna make men totally useless too. Everybody's gonna be going after a robot.
We've been years ago, like,
yeah, you're right.
yeah.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, there haven't been any major wars or nothing. Like, we haven't served any purpose, and even then we're just bodies.
We're just fucking things.
Yeah.
That's all we do.
Yeah, that's all we do.
Fuck.
Yeah. Well, I think we solved everything on this podcast.
Yeah, I totally think we
knocked it out of the park. I think anyone, if people followed this episode as if it were advice, you know, they could get sober.
Yeah.
They could find God.
Yeah.
Let me think. The third, bro. Comedy works in threes.
I don't know. You went off the rails with the God thing.
I did. I know. It's all off the rails. God damn it. They're never gonna listen to me. They're never gonna listen.
They don't listen to me.
It's like when a politician has a list of 3 things and gets 2 of them. Fool me can't get fooled again. You know.
What were we just talking about?
We went racism. I'm not sure if we really got any closure there.
Yeah.
And then we went to Trump and how things got fucking.
See, we started talking about politics and everything was fucking.
I think it was entertaining, but I guess like, where do you see? Because I think when Trump was elected, man, we opened Pandora's box. We opened it and spilled it on everything, and things are not going to be the same.
Yes,
There was
a giant light that got shined on every single problem with our government.
Yeah.
And I think, if anything, maybe Trump is exactly what we needed for us to be able to see how off the rails everything can get.
Yeah.
If someone, like right now, I don't think this guy is, like, a lot of people like to paint him like a Hitler type, like, and I really don't see him as being a mastermind in that sense. Like, you know what I mean? I think to him, this was a fucking popularity contest, and he woke up one day and realized he was in way over his fucking head. But at this point, cannot fucking
back out or look like a bitch, which has been the only thing that's been important to this guy his whole life.
And after criticizing,
getting further into
and after criticizing Obama for so fucking long, Obama got both his terms. If Donald Trump doesn't get this next term, like, he's got to deal with the fact that he was a failure at pretty much everything, because he hasn't really been that successful. Listen, the guy's closed more businesses than he's had. You know what I mean?
But, like, you got to look at when I hear that, like, listen, I'm not like a gay, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is the gayest thing ever. Like, that's gayer than, like.
He's still a billionaire. That's what it comes down to.
Well, yeah, he's still a billionaire. It's like you know, Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah.
You know, Nas spaded Jay-Z, but Jay-Z is a billionaire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, that's who really won, I guess. But
well, Nas is about to be a billionaire too soon.
Is he? I was gonna when you mentioned him earlier, I wanted to talk to you about Nas because we were talking about rap. Nas is one of my Illmatic and Stillmatic.
Yeah.
Like,
great albums.
Some of my favorite.
Fantastic albums.
Illmatic. I mean, everyone likes Illmatic, but I also think It Was Written is one of my favorite albums ever. I think Nas he's not hip with the kids like in college, and it sucks. Mm-hmm. I feel like not a lot of kids even know who the fuck Nas is, or know what Ether is, or like New York State of Mind. Or
God, great song, man.
And they might recognize the beat because someone sampled it at some point.
Yeah.
Like,
but they have no idea.
Maybe the greatest lyricist fucking ever.
Man.
He's an artist with fucking words, man.
Illmatic's one of the greatest albums of all time, man. Like, hands down. You know, when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to just music in general, you know, like what they did on that album And it's crazy to see like like have an artist come up and have nothing. You know what I mean? There's no other resources here. He's not a musician per se in the sense that he plays things. You know, he's just someone using his voice coming up out of the hood, and at 19 years old records one of the like greatest pieces
albums
of entertainment ever.
Yeah, it's so good.
And
nothing beats just sitting and listening.
It's just
music, man.
Yeah.
It's just music.
And
it's
just
so
to know
good.
that it all came up from like just, you know, collaboration of people messing around and working with what they got. That's what hip hop was, man, you know? Kids in the hood couldn't afford instruments. You couldn't get a saxophone if you wanted one. You fucking crazy. Couldn't even get a guitar if you like. Couldn't get shit, and it just ended up being somebody messing around with their aunts or their uncles' freaking turntables. You know, we go back to Kool Herc, the guy who discovered the entire thing and who started this whole thing, and it's insane to think about.
I want to just go down hip hop again, but
yeah,
let's.
No, it's all right. It's all right. But another time.
Yeah, exactly. This has been a great podcast, I think, so far. But yeah, I guess we're talking about. I think there's a real chance Trump wins for the same reasons he won in 2016. I think a lot of young people could have been just force-fed politics the last 4 years. It's suddenly never been more important. And I think a lot that's going to disenfranchise most young people. Now, I don't know what it's going to be this November. You know, things could change. We could go to war. You know, we could be in a war by then, you know?
Yeah.
And
I think the war scare right now is a lot more dialed back than people think. I think after that passenger plane got shot down, I think everybody realized how fucking deep they were getting in with this whole thing, and it sucks that innocent people had to die like that. It really does. But it's one of those things when you think about when you read things that talk about ruling and about governing. If 280 people died fucking tragically, right? And these assholes can at least learn their lesson from how much worse this is about to get, because this isn't a skirmish we're talking here. This is going to be a full-blown world war when people start picking sides, and we're going to have less allies than we did last time because we're the fucking bad guys this time. You know?
The thing about a world war, right? What people don't realize is how non-scary of an idea it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because it'd be over so fast.
Yeah.
And if we were ever to go to war with like China or Russia, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Not only would it be over so fast, everything would crumble.
Yeah.
Everything would, mutually assured destruction is a very real thing. That's why it's like this catch-22, man. What scares me, and I think is most likely to have happen, I think the next bomb that's used is going to be a dirty bomb. And it's going to be used on a bunch of civilians.
Yeah.
And we'll lose 500,000 people.
I think that's more likely than anybody ever actually dropping another nuke.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think a nuke thing's. I think we've learned our lesson, and you'd have to be a crazy son of a bitch, a real broken person, to go along with those orders. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows, and if it comes down to the point where Kim Jong-un or somebody goes batshit crazy, I can't imagine. Can you imagine being the person that actually presses that button? Like that puts in those codes? Like,
I can't see myself doing that.
I could never do it.
I could see some added out guy on a bunch of diet pills.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, so my dick's small? That's what he thinks?
Yeah.
I'll show him my fucking dick. I'll take these small hands.
Yeah.
It hits it, and then fucking we lose Canada.
We're talking millions of lives. You know what I mean? Like, that's
billions, probably.
Yeah. Depending on what
it doesn't fucking.
It's crazy. Like, I just can't imagine it escalating to that point. And I think that plane going down really took the air out of both sides of this whole thing, and everybody realized, because it doesn't seem like anything's escalated over there, right? Like, since that happened, you know.
I think Iran. It's interesting, man. From their perspective, they gotta realize, hey, we've ruined like 5 other countries in the Middle East. We do it. We're averaging like one every 5 years.
Yep.
It's almost that time. we have a president that most of us think is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's time to change the guard, man.
you gotta, it's not,
Yeah.
it's gonna go terribly. You're gonna lose. A lot of people are gonna die. And even if you don't lose, you're gonna lose a lot.
Yeah.
And on both sides, man, war should be fucking not allowed.
Yeah.
I think any country that like invades another country should be sanctioned by everyone else. It needs to be like what they were trying to do with like the United Nations after World War II, protectionism. We gotta like, I don't know, it's fucked up. Like,
it is.
I mean, anyone that's like gone through a war is like talks about how like, oh man, or they don't. It was the worst thing they've ever gone through. It was the worst thing to go through. We're so lucky that we're so detached from.
Yeah.
You know, we're so lucky that we're afforded the luxury of being depressed when we miss our favorite TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a bad day for us.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
What I'm saying?
Yeah. People died. Millions of people died.
Yep.
For that. We don't give it like, and we're so focused and wrapped in on shit that doesn't even matter. Like,
yeah. What's the next show I'm gonna binge? Oh, you finished that show without me, you bitch. She hates when I talk to her like that. What
but I only do it when she's being a bitch.
Like, no, it's the truth though, man. We got these first world problems, and we act like we're so much. Like, how can I put this? Like we're worthy of all the things that we have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we just think we're so much better than all these people, and it's not just a race thing. You know what I mean? It's just when the president of our country calls other countries shitholes, like it immediately makes us the shithole now. Yeah. And if you can't look at that and understand that, and then take a look around, like Flint still doesn't have water.
Yeah, how fucked. The fuck's that?
That's fucking crazy to me. You know what I mean? Who was it that went up there with the Smith kid? Will Smith's kid went up there and
Jaden?
Yeah, he's got something going on up there. I think if I'm not, somebody paid for a fantastic moment for me on the podcast. I have no idea.
Jaden Smith probably
brought water
caused
to
the Flint.
He might have caused it.
I heard it was his idea. It was going to coincide with an album, and it was just got out of hand as things happen with albums all the time.
What I'm saying though is Flint still doesn't have water. Puerto Rico is a fucking mess, and that's an American territory, and all we give a shit about is what's happening in the Middle East from a leadership standpoint, and that's disgusting.
Yeah.
How are we not the shithole country?
We are.
We have places in our country that are falling apart, infrastructures that are just busted, and we're not doing anything about it. But let's call other countries shithole countries.
Yeah, and like,
oh, why do people from Norway want to come here? Why the fuck would people from Norway want to come to a shithole?
I don't know. There's like, if I were an immigrant, right, trying to get into the U.S. now, for the land of opportunity, the idea that what we're taught, people were trying to come here for at Ellis Island, all that,
Yeah.
You gotta take, like, the American dream involves like spring shootings, like it involves systemic racism, it involves I don't know, anything the rest of the world seems to care about. I mean, we do great things here, obviously. Still, we're one of the best examples of being able to, you can make yourself someone here in this country. That's not something you can do everywhere else. That's a wonderful thing to have, but there's cost to a lot of the things we do.
Yeah. I think there's great potential to what the idea of America is supposed to be. I don't think it was ever executed on. I think there's a vision there that the forefathers had in their completely and blatant racist ways. But they had an idea, and they looked ahead of even themselves and understood that if there was an idea here where freedom can survive, can live, then it has to be fluid. Like it has to adapt. We can't keep holding on to these old traditions and all this old nonsense and expect to move forward. We can't continue acting as if religion has any place in anything else but someone's home and expect to be able to move forward. That's insane.
We need to legalize gay weed.
I'm cool with that. Like weed that makes you gay,
Sure.
or weed that like
I don't know.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
I'd smoke that with
You're
you.
only gay when you're only gay when you're high. So you're not really gay. That's the thing. It's like, oh, I'm like there's the high on drugs.
Man, I honestly I don't see any other way out of it unless we I think we should just ask people one simple question. Do you think racism should exist? That's it. And then we should have them wired up to tell whether or not
they're lying.
when they answer that question.
Yeah, make sure you have someone of the same race ask them that question. Like,
yeah, it has to be.
hey, yo, guy, listen,
This
this isn't going to be written down or anything. It's just between you and buddies, just putties, pals talking. Like,
it's the end of the world almost.
Yeah, we know why you're trying to get in here.
Yeah.
There's all those other types of people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, I don't want any of them.
I'm with you.
And I think we need to get all those people and put them on like cruise liners and just set them, just be like, go.
Yeah.
And then have like bomber jets just.
We can use all those sweet bombs we developed. And
Yeah. Now I feel bad because that would fuck up the ocean and.
Okay, something with the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of people don't know this. Most people don't, but it doesn't exist. And
I knew it.
It's actually just there's a pond between us and Europe. It's actually about it's just beyond eyesight. Actually,
Okay.
That's all it is. And there's no fish.
Okay.
There's nothing that lives in there.
Okay.
It's like your bathtub. You know that fish in your bathtub?
Yeah. Just
You ever
like
fill your bathtub?
Yes.
And it's a bunch of water.
Yep.
Ever notice there's no fish in it?
Yeah.
Why would there be fish in more water?
You're
That doesn't
right.
make any fucking sense.
You're right.
You know? I don't know.
It's not real.
Yep. The planet as well. It's not flat.
Wait, there is
It's
no
also
planet.
not a globe.
There is no planet. We are living in a simulation.
You think so?
Yep.
Wish I had more, skill points. I feel like I used them all on
No, that's my crazy theory though. I'm being serious.
Boglins.
I was like, I'm losing them. Let me pull them back.
Yeah. You think it's a simulation? It would be
if you think
so
about
much
it,
more satisfying.
it really would
if it
be.
was a simulation and some kids playing us. And that's why everything's fucked up and crazy. He's like, it would be sweet. I'm gonna get this kid to kill his mom, steal the guns from the cabinet, and it's just sick. It's just like that's fucked up. I don't know why I took it there. I really don't.
All right. Check this out. Right. So, I often have people come up to me, and this happens a lot, and they're like, "Oh, you look just like so and so," and it's never the same person. It's different people, right? And like, "Oh, you look just like my buddy," blah blah blah. And like the other day, a friend of mine came up and was like, "Oh, we had a cop come in for a program to work with kids and stuff."
Yeah.
And he was talking to the kids, and everything about his face, the way he told jokes, the way he moved around, it was all you. And that's when I realized we're in a simulation. Because check this out. I am just another backup guy in this simulation world, and there's other people that look
I think that too.
just like
I
me.
think that too. I don't think
Like imagine when you're playing like
I don't
like,
think your kids are rendered right now. But I bet if I walked up there, things would pop up.
Oh yeah, they would just
right before
happen.
I turn the corner.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that's up there right now.
I'm telling you. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
That's literally what I think.
Now check this out. Hold on.
I think it's easier to believe that than 30 million people on the island.
And
of
the
New
only
York.
reason I think that is because every time I play like Madden or NBA Live or whatever or 2K, the people in the crowd are just copies of each other. You know what I mean? They're not all individual people. They might be now. I haven't played one of those.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy shit. I am just some asshole in somebody else's story.
So I'd be the asshole in your own story.
That sucks, right?
Yeah.
That's like the worst.
That's not great. Yeah, I dude, I have thoughts like that all the time. The existentialism, like the idea that, like, no, I know what you mean. I also, I'm trying not to deep dive here, think about thoughts I've had like this, but like, I sometimes think like I have conversations with people and I try and trip them up and say stuff to
Yeah.
catch them in a tripped up code. I say things that I don't know how they react by.
I just get socially awkward and weird.
Yeah.
Like I'll get really high and just freak everybody out.
Yeah, that's good. That works. That works.
I just walk in, I'm stoned, and I'll just stare at them for.
What's up, guys? I'm on drugs.
I'm high.
Yeah, that's good. I'm high.
I'm high.
I'm high.
I just make it known so everybody just stay the fuck away from me because social anxiety is what it is. I guess.
That's why you should turn to substances.
I have.
That's they're comforting.
Yep.
They make things easier.
Yep.
And you don't think as much.
Absolutely. Hell yeah, man.
That's what I'm for. I'm pro substances here.
Absolutely.
All sorts, legalize it. Everything.
Hell yeah. Get that Narcan ready.
Dude, I just do Narcan straight now. And Jesus fucking Christ. I guess we're going to leave it there.
Yeah.
This has been the first episode of Season 2 of Better Radio, is what I'm calling it now, because we were on hiatus for a few weeks. Brian should be back next time if he's not, a total piece of shit. But I think me and Lou.
Who's Brian?
Brian's my brother.
Oh!
Yeah. It's normally, I didn't really. So normally the show is me and my brother interviewing someone.
Okay.
But no, it was just me and you talking. I think it went, arguably better than any of the other ones, obviously, because it was just me and Brian didn't say anything.
Hey.
I'm kidding. I miss you, Brian, every day. And you make the production end of things run so much better. You're going to edit the shit out of this, especially this part right here.
With the shifting light.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, this has been the episode 15, I think, of Better Radio. Lou Ramos, everybody. Rapper, comedian, extraordinaire. Where are you on? Are you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram at Dizzy Pirate, and that's where you can find me. And also, take care of your kids.
I feel like you just started hosting a show somewhere.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna be.
Welcome everybody.
Yeah.
Plug over here.
We're gonna be doing Tuesday nights in Worcester at the Pint on Shrewsbury Street. Open mic every Tuesday. So come on out, tell your jokes. Come on out, watch us tell jokes. Just come on out.
It's on Shrewsbury Street?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Me and you both host shows on Shrewsbury Street.
Jesse too.
And Jesse's on Redemption. Wow.
Shrewsbury
we're
Street's
putting it down.
Yeah.
I like to take credit as being the first guy that broke ground in that street. I'm pretty sure.
On Shrewsbury? Yeah.
I don't know when Redemption Rock started, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm pretty sure
Jesse
it was
took my
after
ideas. He steals all my material.
Jesse does.
Jesse does. Every joke he's ever written.
Jesse Burlingame, you taking Liam Barr's material?
Yeah. It's good. And then he tells me I'm like Anthony Jeselnik, and it's just I don't get it. And Insane Clown Posse is really good. That one's for.
Listen, man, I can't lie. I listen to Great Milenko.
No, I do not.
And
I want to end this podcast. Podcast is over. We're done. This has been great. Have a great night, everybody.
All right, so that was Liam's interview with Lou Ramos. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys want to support the podcast, make sure you subscribe on iTunes. That's Better Radio on iTunes. You check out the podcast by searching Wicked Good Podcasts on YouTube. We don't have 100 subscribers yet, so we can't get that sweet custom URL, but hopefully soon. If you're looking for more stuff to listen to, we have quite a bit. We have Wicked Good Show, which is Dylan and I reviewing movies and television shows. And we have the Sunnydale Review, where Jillian and I review Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So if those things sound good to you, check them out. And of course, we have the main channel, youtube.com/WeirdGoodEverything. We're talking about sketches, movies, video games, streaming, all that. If you're really interested in following everything else, you can follow us on Twitter at WGEverything, on Instagram at WickedGoodEverything, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything. Oh yes, TikTok also. Just search Wicked Good Everything, or follow us on Twitter and we'll tweet links to the TikTok. Well, so with that, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you in the next episode.